Oh,
I totally didn't expect that.
sorry, were we on camera yet?
Where are you? In a garage?
I'm sitting in front of my little, I got some wine behind me and a bottle of Screwball, so I figured it'd be appropriate.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Can you see me? Am I too dark?
Now you got this weird blue glow behind you.
That's my new lighting that George set up.
Gotcha. Nice job, George.
Yes. What's going on? So are patients making you drink?
Yeah, every day. This is my Screwball peanut butter flavored whiskey I've been playing with a little bit lately. It's you ever had it?
No, whiskey I can't handle.
I know you told me that. I remember.
It's such a man thing.
I like my bourbon. I like bourbon. But,
yeah, like whiskey, bourbon, those are all like man drinks. Is that like sexist to say? Well, I get offending people or whatever. I don't care.
Not at all. Not at all. Everybody likes different things.
How many people have you seen in the office that have drank their face off this weekend? Because a lot of my clients did.
Actually, not that many yet. Yeah, but the week is not over.
I know, it's only Tuesday. I asked someone like how their week was going, and I'm like, wow, it's only Tuesday.
Probably a lot of them haven't recovered yet. Maybe we won't even see them until the end of the week when they fully recovered.
I remember, like, it didn't happen this year, but usually Memorial Day weekend is a big golf tournament weekend. And so everybody would be playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Tuesday, everyone would move their workouts for Tuesday morning, and no one would come in looking anything like they would be able to train. They would all come in trashed. So I would literally sit in the gym, wait for them, hand them like some electrolytes, and be like, just lie down on the floor.
Yeah, just rest. Rest and hydrate.
Just rest and hydrate. And like, you know, when I worked in a gym, I would send people to the cafe. I'm like, go eat a waffle. You haven't done anything but drink and play golf for 4 days. Like, you know, time to chill.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I wouldn't even try to go train or do anything if I was hungover or whatever. I remember we tried when I had one of our brilliant moments in college, you know, in the college life days. We went and we had been drinking. We said, hey, let's go work out. You know, we had a little buzz going, and that was not good. That didn't go well.
I know. How is that? Like, you know, like we would never train when we're hungover and everything, but so many people do. I used to when I was younger and would drink like every weekend. Yeah. And you'd go to the gym the next day. Yeah. Thinking you're doing something very good.
Yeah. Yeah. And looking back, yeah, probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah. I have like, I know I had one client today. I was telling him because he's leaving for a golf trip Thursday. They're playing 36 every day. And I said, listen, all you have to do is focus on hydration because you're going to be drinking and you're going to be walking a lot and it's going to be 1,000 degrees. Don't train. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes. Yeah. There's only so many variables that we can control. So training when you're dehydrated from various things is probably not a good idea because it's just going to add stress and not be favorable to body comp.
Exactly. So if anybody fired off any questions, anything they want to talk about with alcohol or anything in particular, we're just going to run with it and have some fun.
A little of both. So like the main thing is everyone wants to know, like, all right, how much can I get away with? Is it really as bad as I think it is? So you can give your opinion. I'll give my opinion. I'm sure it's pretty simple, but you know,
not this much.
Docs who lift and docs who drink. Can you drink on TRT? Somebody just asked. Yeah, why wouldn't you be able to?
Of course you can. Yeah, you know, so it's dependent. Kind of the traditional answer is kind of like, you know, if you're going to occasionally imbibe, you know, try to stick with, you know, a drink or guys, one drink for girls and one drink for boys kind of thing. But I don't know too many people who can do that unless it's just a social thing. You know, if it's every now and then, no big deal. Obviously, binge drinking is never a good thing. But if you're having one drink, you know, a few times a week, one glass of wine a few times a week, probably not a big deal. It's not going to affect your hormones too much or your training, etc. But if you're slinging back 3 or 4 every single night, that's not going to go so well.
How often do you drink?
Lately, very rarely. I remember at the start of this whole stupid COVID thing, we were drinking quite a bit, a lot of day drinking going on. But I've been trying to clean up my gut, so that's one thing I kind of gave up. I did have a cocktail over 4th of July, but that was it. I did have one drink, but I've been trying to abstain for about a month or so. We'll see how it goes. Other than that one time, I'm trying to heal my gut because alcohol, as much as we love it, it is a toxin. It's toxic. It's a toxic ingredient, toxic to your liver, to your gut, to your intestines. So it's, again, moderation in all things. So everybody's different. You know, I think sticking with the cleaner alcohols, I like bourbon, but some people, it's pretty strong. A lot of people talk about vodka because it's pretty clear, less flavoring, less coloring. You're gonna burn through a little cleaner, especially if you mix it maybe with some just, you know, tonic water, at least, or something, maybe some juice, something that has a little bit of nutrition in it. Red wine, everybody talks about red wine, the resveratrol and the antioxidants, and that's true to a point. But some people, if they're inflamed or maybe they have they have a lot of histamine floating in their body for whatever reason, autoimmune or medications, that's something that can flare up your histamine balance. So if you've got some micronutrient deficiencies or you're prone to histaminic episodes, that's probably not the best drink for you. Same with beer. Beer, hops, and gluten and sulfites and things like that. A lot of people I can't drink beer. It kills me. I used to be able to, but a lot of calories, has a lot of phytoestrogens, a lot of things. So I'd say your best choices are like the vodkas or like a clean bourbon with some tonic water or some juice or something clean like that. So
yeah, I have a guy who he was trying to be good by drinking non-alcoholic IPAs. And I said, I understand the logic here. I said, but IPAs are the ones that have the most estrogenic activity in them. And so he was like, man, I'm not drinking this shit. I'm like, I'm done. He's like, what's the point? I'm like, I don't know. What is the point? It's like decaf coffee. Like, what is the point, you know? But it's funny. So vodka is like the only thing I drink nowadays. And I think that's because like when I partied really hard in my 20s, it would get you drunk really quick. And that's the only reason I ever drank. And so people laugh at me because when Charlie and I got engaged in New Year's Eve 2018, I was hammered. And I brought water enhancers like Mio and stuff like that because I put it in the vodka because I have them mix it with lemon juice to make like a healthy lemonade.
Right.
And I got everyone who was with us addicted to putting Mio in their vodka. And they're like, you are insane. Everyone thought it was like branch chains. Like I'm mixing like, you know, vodka and branch chains. But that's like the only thing I drink because I could sip on it. Tito's doesn't give me a hangover as much. Like, you know, it'll dehydrate me and stuff. But it's definitely a special occasion thing for me now just because I feel so horrible. And then, you know, my work day, like I have to be on similar to you to handle people's like emotions and everything all day, that if I don't feel my best, then I'm not going to be, you know, showing up for people. Right. And the body comp effects are just not, you know, worth it for me. And I mean, also too, like I put on my Instagram stories, like Charlie and I went to wrestling 2 summers ago. I was like, I think this is the last time I was drunk. No, that was when we were engaged. Like, I can't even remember. I feel like, and I'm not trying to be like, yeah, I'm holier than thou because I don't drink so much. I just don't tolerate it well. I'm horrible at that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's something we all learn as we get older and wiser. You know, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been really hammered. I mean, I've had a buzz, you know, sometime within the last, I don't know, 6 months or something, but I can't really remember. I just do a drink here, a drink there, but not much lately. But it makes you for a cheaper day. You get your tolerance down. All it takes is one drink, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's all I need is like 1 or 2 Tito's done. So, but I do like, there's one thing I do tell clients is like, if they're going out to dinner or they're going to be in a social environment and they know they're going to drink, to either have alcohol or starch or dessert, but not both, because of alcohol being so rapidly metabolized by the body because you said it is a toxin. So the body's like, oh, alcohol, this is 7 calories per gram. I want to get rid of it really quick. And okay, that pastry you ate with it, or not like you eat pastries with alcohol, but whatever, like that can hang out and get, you know, stored, and we'll burn that off later. So it's more likely that the body will utilize the protein and vegetables that you eat with it more efficiently than storing anything as body fat. So I tell them it's not so much a direct storer of body fat. It's a fat burning suppressor.
Yeah,
And they
for
seem
sure.
to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think getting to geeky biochemistry, remember, it turns into acetaldehyde and eventually turns into acetyl-CoA, and your body thinks of that as fuel. So, like you said, it preferentially burns this instead of whatever you're eating. Not only that, it affects your insulin secretion, affects your body's ability to store glycogen for later, as well as to use glucose as a fuel. So whatever you're eating isn't getting used. Like you said, you're going to burn up the alcohol first. If you're eating, cake and butter and all this stuff, you're not going to burn it up. You're going to store it, and then because of that altered glucose and insulin, you're going to be prone to hypoglycemia later. That's why a lot of people get hungry later, because their body's all out of whack. They can't metabolize things. They can't store glycogen to utilize later. So that's why later on you get hungry. And then, of course, it's never a good thing. You're slamming down pizza and Taco Bell and stuff like that, and it makes for bad choices. So I think the biggest thing, like you said, load up on nutrient-dense food. And I know Julie, my wife, she's great at have a drink of this and then take a sip of water. Have a sip of this, have a sip of water. Stay hydrated. That's a good little easy way to do it.
Yeah, I like that rule too.
Yeah.
It's different from
One.
yeah. So you can double fist, just one of them has to be clean.
Right.
It's like in college when you would drink and like the kielbasa truck would be outside the bar or whatever, and everyone was fine. But I know one thing, now that you have the Oura Ring, that it's really fun to watch. If you drink one night, watch your data the next day, and you can see where your heart rate spikes, which is usually around like the 3 to 5 or maybe even earlier a.m. time frame. If you want to explain what happens with cortisol and why people wake up and get disturbed sleep, that would be cool with alcohol.
That's another thing. People think of alcohol as like a sedative. It's a relaxing. It kind of does. It disinhibits you, but it actually can raise your cortisol, believe it or not. So it actually, even though you feel relaxed, it's actually stressing your body out. So between the glucose and the insulin, those surges making you prone to hypoglycemic, your cortisol is going up. So it's the same thing. So and it also lowers your melatonin levels, and it disrupts your REM sleep too. So that's why a lot of people think, oh, I slept good or I slept terrible, but you're not sleeping good. Like I said, if you track it on your Oura Ring, you'll see that you're not sleeping good. And then you throw in the melatonin effects, the hypoglycemia, the cortisol, then you're waking up, hungry, sweaty, not feeling good. Those are all, and that's just going to disrupt your sleep even more. So it's not really relaxing you, nor is it helping you sleep. Like, that's kind of a common myth that, I'll sleep like a baby. I just, drink the wine or whatever. Yeah, you may pass out, but you're not going to sleep, and you're going to feel it the next day.
Exactly. It'll make you pass out, but it will not keep you asleep.
No. And it can definitely affect your testosterone and your estrogen for both men and women, especially if you're doing it chronically or long-term. It can really throw it out of whack, affect your fertility, affect your ability to create more testosterone, more estrogen. It kind of throws that all out of whack. Again, if you're just doing it, periodically, occasionally drinking, not as big a deal for that. That's more for like the chronic heavy drinkers, like if I finish this, and every night, that's not good.
Josh Loomis says, total Springfield comment about the kielbasa. Somebody was hanging around Worthington Street while at Springfield. Dude, that is true, because they had all these massive kielbasa. Like, those are some big dongs that they had at like 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. And then we'd go back to the dorms and then eat pizza. You froze there. You back?
Hey, I'm back.
Okay. That's what happens when you bust my balls, Josh, is that the Wi-Fi goes whack.
Nice job, Josh.
So what would you think, about, because Arnold used to say the best time to drink was after training.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. Depends how stressful a training session you had, I guess. But I wouldn't do it. I'd rather hydrate and eat something than drink a glass of bourbon after working out.
There are people that do that, I think, probably nowadays. We're back.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me? All right, no more.
I keep
no
it's
more
either me or you. It's probably me.
Cabinet. No more lives in the liquor cabinet.
No. Can you hear me?
Now I can. All right. Someone asked, is TRT healthy?
Can you hear me now?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody asked if TRT is healthy.
It is very healthy if you do it right.
Yeah. I think all guys should explore that, personally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we have no other questions, we will wrap it up tonight, and we can always answer more, and then we'll pick it up again next week.
Sounds good, everybody.
All right.
Have one cocktail, just one.
Just one. All right. Good night.
Guys.